an evening in Zurich. This is the Weltklasse Games. We are approximately midway through the 5,000-meter run, and it is João Campos of Portugal in front. Peter Koech of Kenya running right behind.
They passed the mile mark in 4 minutes 15 seconds. It was actually 1,600 meters, and at this pace they're sailing along at, they're going to be right on pace. The pace has not dropped much. You can see the powerful strides that are being taken right now by Campos. I mean, he is not easing back or relaxing. Peter Koech in second place. There's John Treacy, number 223. In third place, boy, this field is really moving along.
Domingos Castro of Portugal is running fourth. And listen to this crowd here at Letzigrund Stadium here in Zurich.
Number 236 on the right of your screen, that is Bruce Bickford, ranked number 1 in the world. There he tries to move up. He was last on your picture screen. Now he's third from last in this pack. He has run easily for the first mile and let everybody else kind of tear away. Look at the pace that Koech is setting. I can't get over this. I mean, this is a tremendously fast pace. He has 80 yards on these guys.
But can he keep it up? Can he withstand the charge of a Jack Buckner and a Domingos Castro? We'll find out. But for the time being, Peter Koech of Kenya is making it look easy.
I'm amazed at this. Now, Koech has done this in past years, going back many years. I'm reaching back about 5 years. He ran 13:06, if memory serves me correctly, on the European circuit approximately 4 years ago. The Kenyans, the Tanzanians are fearless runners. Many Americans and Europeans tend to be more conservative, and they have set, I think, great standards for themselves by lacking the fear of holding back, and they go out and just run themselves. I'm amazed at what they achieve. And he has a tremendous lead on the rest of the pack, and the pace is 8 minutes and 30 seconds by the 2-mile mark. He still has 1¼ miles to go.
And
almost 1¼
To amplify that point even more, Peter Koech is not even in the top 20 in terms of bests in 1987. He is having quite a race.
In the field, we have some top talent. Jack Buckner was ranked 3rd in the world behind Stefano May of Italy and Said Owita at 5,000 meters. We also have Domingos Castro, you mentioned, was ranked 7th at 10,000. These are many of the very best in the world. I mentioned Bruce Bickford. He was ranked number 1 in the world in 1985 at 10,000 meters. He is right now in the back end of the pack that you see there. That is Koech in the lead, running strongly.
But he appears to be laboring just a tad. Jack Buckner of Great Britain and Portugal's Domingos Castro are closing in.
Also in the race, Francesco Panetta, who we saw win the Dionísio 10,000 meters and the fastest time in the world this year. Marcus Riffel, one of Switzerland's heroes in track and field, is also buried back in that pack as Koech just tears the field apart here early in the race. Actually, we're 2/3 of the way through it, Phil.
Al Koech begins to move his head a bit, Larry, side to side, perhaps an indicator that he is beginning to gasp just a bit for breath. Still looks strong in the legs.
Notice the enthusiasm of the crowds, the rhythmic applause. They are wonderful here in Europe. I hope American audiences, indoors and out, pick up this trend because it adds a lot of feeling and I think unites the crowd with the spectators. That's Buckner closing in mightily here.
Koech beginning to run out of steam, and as I said a moment ago, begins to labor, his breathing becoming a little more pressed. It is Buckner coming right up on his heels, and following him across is Domingos Castro. There are 2 laps to go.
They passed 3,000 meters officially in 7:56. They passed 4,000 meters in 10:36.
And now Jack Buckner and Domingos Castro pass Kenya's Peter Koech.
Phil, imagine running a 4:15 mile, going out and running another 4:15 mile, then running a 3rd mile at the same pace. That's what these men are doing. The pace has not abated. As you see, that's Doug Padilla, who has been lapped, is my guess out there, acting as a bit of a pacer here for Buckner. This might have been prearranged, is my guess. I don't know for a fact, but I can't imagine why Padilla is still in the race here if he's being lapped. But he is helping to pull Buckner along right now. Believe it or not, it helps to have somebody in front of you and actually break the wind, even though you're only moving at about 14 miles per hour. Look at Buckner, how strong he is. As he begins to lose Castro, Koech is fading, and the rest of the pack is back there. There's Treacy in the all-white.
We're on the bell lap. It is Great Britain's Jack Buckner running strong. In second place, Domingos Castro of Portugal and Peter Koech, who had probably a 70 or 80-yard lead halfway through this race, is running third.
I might add somebody we haven't seen yet because he's been way back in the pack. Eamon Coughlin is in the race and is running somewhere in 13th, 14th place right now. He is not having a good day.
What a kick! That is Jack Buckner. He is doing what Koech did early in this race. Really stepping it out. What a kick here. And the men's 5,000 meters as he heads into the front straightaway. And way back in second place is Portugal's Domingos Castro.
Boy, what a confidence builder heading into the World Championships in a week. 13:10 is the second fastest time run in the world this year. Only Saeed Arita's world record of just under 13 minutes is faster. Castro takes second. Koech gets up for third. John Treacy comes across the line fourth, and I believe that's Bruce Bickford in fifth place. Ooh, boy, he just spread eagled those guys in a hurry.
What is astonishing about the time of 13:10.47, if it is official, it is 15 seconds better than his own personal best established earlier this year, Larry.
Well, Phil, I'm not surprised. He has run this fast before. Last year, he ran 13:10 and won the European Championships. Many of these guys have trained and run very few races.
A sweet, sweet victory for Jack Buckner, particularly in light of the fact that he was out early this year because of injury. Now you simply have to believe with the World Championships just a week away, he is on his game.
I had a few injury problems through June, July time, and I was a bit worried about my fitness. I've only run about 4 or 5 races on the track, so I wanted to run a good, fast 5,000 metres before the World Championships. I'm still comparatively inexperienced at the distance, and although I ran 13:10 last year, I wanted to have a good, hard, fast race, so that's why I came to Zurich in the first place. So I was looking for a good, fast run. As regards today's race, the idea was to start off fairly conservatively. I think with over 5,000 metres, you know, it's best to take your time to get into the race. And so the idea was to gradually work my way through the field and see how it went, and then make a move with about a lap to go or something. But what happened was Peter Koech got that big lead, and you're then left in a very sort of awkward psychological position. Do you sort of chase after him and bring everyone else back to Koech, or do I just sort of sit and wait and hope someone else does it? So I made the decision to chase after him, and I was pushing quite hard, and gradually I realised I was reeling him in, and I was aware that there was someone with me. I didn't know how many people. Then with a couple of laps left, I caught Koech up, and I sort of thought, well, I might as well push on and go past him, which is what I did really in effect, and then just worked hard all the way around really. So it went very well. I mean, it wasn't exactly according to plan, but races never are they?